Remember when you were a kid getting your driver's license? Remember how nervous you were sitting there getting judged by the person in the passenger seat of the car, wondering if you'd pass or fail? Well, this is the Diesel Power Challenge version of the driving test. Yes, at DPC 2019 presented by XDP, we continue with a tradition known as the Trailer Towing Obstacle Course, a series of starts, stops, backing maneuvers, and turns that are diabolical in their setup, and they are very difficult to execute. The guys that made this course are downright evil, and the drivers are about to find out why. The all-clear sign has been given. And away we go with the Trailer Towing Obstacle Course here at Diesel Power Challenge 2019 presented by XDP. A cloud of soot there, and you can hear the truck come up on the turbos, making some good speed into the first corner is Seth Kuntz. 90-degree left. One shot at this. This is not a multiple attempt style event, as you can hear the drag strip coming to life behind us with a test and tune night here at Vandermeer Speedway. So Kuntz leans on the throttle, and again, big speed here. Now he's going to test the brakes of that 97 Dodge 2500 out, or 3500 out. 12-valve Cummins engine, and now here comes the move. He's going old school. I'm going to hang his head out the window like Bob Chandler in a monster truck as he gets ready to offset himself. And oh no, he made a miscalculation there in the steering. So Kuntz now cranking the wheel very, very hard as he's got himself into the lane, but the trailer is going to be kind of pushing itself to the left. He is really going to start sawing at the wheel now to get this thing aligned where he wants it, and he has done a fine job of it. A nice recovery there by Seth Kuntz, who has currently accrued 0 penalties. Kuntz beginning to swing the truck back and forth. You can see him working his hand back and forth on the steering wheel. The nose of the truck knocking a cone over, so a 10-second penalty there for Seth Kuntz. He's got a lot. Ooh, baby, here comes the man. That's when the potential jackknife trouble there as the truck started to rock its way around. Kuntz now sets himself up nicely for the back portion of the course. Jams the truck in a gear. Now he's going to make up some time here, at least try to, on the S portion. Kuntz swings the truck to the right, carrying speed towards the fence and the cliff here. That lines Vandermeer Speedway. Nice job there by Seth Kuntz. Very fast through those gates. Using the big torque that 12-valve Cummins engine's going to make. Those Holsa turbos lighting nicely actually up here in the atmosphere. Now he's got to make the 90-degree swing. Coming in with some good momentum and speed here. Directly towards the camera position. Not sure how I feel about that. As Seth Kuntz cranks the wheel as hard as he can. Now he goes full left rudder. Swinging in, 1, 2, 3. Cleared out a few. But Seth Kuntz, a nice run there. Did accrue some penalties, but when it came time to get it stuffed in there, he stuffed it in there. Steve Lucero coming up. We know that he ran in the 10-second zone of the drag strip. There's a lot of horsepower here. He also told us earlier that he hadn't towed with this truck in 10 years. And he's off like the Chattanooga choo-choo. Again, this is the kind of high-speed portion of the program. He's being very deliberate out there. Not want to hit any cones. Now he's going to crank another 90-degree left-hander. And he's going to give it the mustard here. Nose in the stop box, Lucero. Reverse gear engaged, and here comes the old switcheroni. And he's going to have big problems to start with. It seems like he's coming at a very steep angle there, and he is at full left rudder now. He's got the truck cranked all the way over. I'm joined, of course, as always, by my cohort here calling the Trailer Towing Obstacle Course action, Mr. Sean Holden. Mr. Sean Holden. I quit. Sean, how are you?
Fired.
Sean Holman, how are you, sir?
I haven't seen you forever. How you been?
I've been very well. How have you been?
I remember several years ago us doing this together, and I feel like I'm being left behind now.
Well, what I did was I gave you very much credit when we began this. I said that you named the cones third graders the very time, and we have continued that tradition on. This is where it starts getting hairy.
Getting a little wonky.
Yeah, this is Seth. We just talked to Seth Kuntz, who came off the course in that dually over there, and he told us that this was his most challenging part of the course. Seth did hit a cone. He and Steve Lucero has hit none.
After a decade of doing this, thing that always makes me smile a little bit is these guys will go out there and they get a little bit wonky, and they straighten up, and then they get frustrated. And the second that they get frustrated, they just go, screw it! And then they just destroy and obliterate about 2 minutes worth of cones.
The level of F's given plummets. Plummets immediately.
To -0.
Yes, Kelvin. 0 Kelvin levels of things to get. Oh, see, now he has gone completely backwards, so he made a very critical mistake there. Steve Lucero swung the trailer to the right. You need to move it to the left because you have to proceed to the right, and that's going to cost him a lot of time as he has to reposition the thing completely. So he's just going to go backward, which is fine, but it's just more real estate using up, the more time you're going to use up here. And Steve going to lean on it.
What's better, being fast or being clean?
You know what I like best? Being alive. So let's move from our position because he is now going to approach us at speed. So Steve Lucero, wow, he made it through. I thought he was going to clip on the inside.
I thought for sure those cones were goners on the inside.
Okay, so now he goes into that forward-facing stop box, and the last challenge for him is going to be the 90-degree left-hander. I'm going to move myself into a non-critical position here. And Steve has begun that turn in way too early. He is going to come in now with the edge of that trailer, hugging the cones. If he plays this right, he could turn it to his advantage. Ooh, is he going to commit? It looks like Steve is going to commit. It looks like that commitment's going to cost him some cones. Or it isn't. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And now he's just completely wiped out the other side of the stop box. So everything was going pretty good for Steve Lucero until he made that 90-degree turn, almost like Seth Kuntz's cone killing count. Asked for some time to spool, time was granted, and Rich Coker, a Texas guy who's grown up around the cattle business his whole life, has been pulling livestock trailers and all kinds of race car trailers and stuff since he was a kid. So we're going to find out if that experience is going to stick with him here. Short wheelbase truck should help him maneuverability-wise. It could make the thing a little bit more twitchy in the backup sections, but overall this should be a pretty good combination. Oh, big time move right there by Coker. That was brilliant. This is how you play the game, kids. Richard Coker set himself up. Look at that. That is boss level activity right there. Coker figured out the game before the game was even fully played by anybody. As he set the truck up at an angle, he did not have to get the nose of the truck around, and Rich Coker is on pace for a very good time here. He makes it through the backup section with more speed than we've seen so far, and not a problem. Now his big mistake he's making right now is setting the trailer up to the right. He's going to have to get weird with it now. He is going to put this thing at full left lock and stand on the gas pedal. That did cost him a little time, but from what he's been doing so far, he is still, I'm estimating, way out in the field. Not afraid to use the throttle, as we have learned. Ooh, he got one there. So 1 cone penalty for Coker. Sets himself up to swing through the gate here. Swings it a little wide, cranks the tiller to the right side. He actually gets on the nitrous there. You saw him looking down with a nitrous button in his hand. Now he's going to set up for that 90-degree backing maneuver. Coker hangs his head out the window. This is where we're going to find out if he is as good as we think he is, because he sets the trailer up in a nice arc to swing in. He's going to try to cut the angle down, watch this thing rotate on those 2 right-hand tires. Pretty as you please, as you might be too tight on the inside. Ooh, he's going to get one there. No, he's going to reset. Bold move there for Coker. He's going to avoid penalties. It costs him a little time. And Rich Coker finishes the job. We'll find out his time here momentarily. So Matt Meyer, crew cab, 7.3 powered truck. The heart of a lion here for Matt Meyer. Off into the darkening skies goes Matt Meyer as he makes that left-hand turn. Just gotta love the competitive spirit that he and his team have showed as he clipped a couple of cones there on the corner. Now Meyer, studying what we now know is the Coker technique, gonna take the nose of his truck and put it on the stop box. That is officially has a name now. That is the Richard Coker technique in the corner over there. Now, if he has it lined up, this is where the long wheelbase of that truck is should be helpful for him to keep things dead. Beautiful job here by Meyer. Credit where it's due. You watch the front wheels of his big long truck there, and they're moving a little bit, but he's not going full lock to lock, swaying the nose of the truck back and forth. He has, as all of our drivers will have to do, making some steering inputs there to keep things on course. But right now, he's looking pretty good. Meyer, again, one of the drivers swinging it to the right, but that's okay. He left himself enough room to kind of take the long way home around the corner. Swings hard right. Comes around. A nice looking run here for Meyer. Now this is where the rubber legitimately meets the road. The last box. Nice, spinning the tires with the trailer on the back of it. You gotta love that. Again, credit where it's due. I believe Matt has set himself up in a much better position than we have seen previously. As Meyer, with that nice outward line in, gets to go. He's doing a nice job here. A moment of hesitation. You saw him grimace a little bit there, but he swings it in. Now can he get the truck to rotate quick enough? He is going to move forward, but that was probably the smart play. With the penalties he would have accrued, Meyer likely saving himself at least a couple of cones there. Oh, he saved himself again. He was going to nudge one. He gets off of the reverser again. He's going in the box this time. Meyer again going to straighten it out. Now he may be costing himself some time. And he comes in with authority. The cones at the back of the box do not count against Matt Meyer because of the fact that he hit them after the timer stops. The box is slightly longer than the trailer. So Andrew McCain working his way around the course very well, cranking off the left-hand turn. He had a nice start. Truck spun the tire. There is definite problems with Andrew McCain's transmission. We heard it jump out of gear almost into neutral under acceleration. We hear it there again, the engine kind of freewheeling and the truck not accelerating. McCain was not able to use that Coker technique and the technique used by Meyer to get the trailer around, so he's going to have to do some more manual labor to get that thing squared away. And again, this is where the long wheelbase may hurt on his truck because it's going to take that thing some big real estate to make effective maneuvers on that trailer. He is doing a nice job, though. He got himself set up in the cone tunnel. Backing his way through that cone tunnel. Again, minimal steering inputs mean he's done a nice job of setting himself up, but he's not having to wrestle his truck through it. The setup move here. Can he make up some time on that setup move and get the trailer positioned to the left side? The answer is no, like most everybody else. McCain now got the truck in drive, and now it does not seem to want to go forward. We mentioned that there may be problems with his transmission, the engine freewheeling, and the truck is not moving forward. This is very problematic. Can't tell if it's a torque converter or other issues, but likely I'm going to guess a converter or something here. Again, he came off the starting line, it spun the tires, and then no forward momentum was gained, and the engine ran away. And Andrew McCain throwing his hands in the air in disgust. It appears that his truck has broken mid-course. This is, I don't want to say a first, but pretty close to a first at the Diesel Power Challenge. Nope, he's got it back in a gear. Thing could have been nuclear hot, who knows, but it is not a happy camper. Again, you can hear the engine run up as the torque converter is likely just absolutely fried in this thing. So McCain is going to take a very conservative speed through the rest of this course because he literally has no other option. That being said, he's coming in hot through this gate. McCain setting himself up nicely in the box here. He's got that trailer positioned out. Oh, man. And again, you can hear the engine RPMing, the truck not wanting to move. You feel bad for McCain here because he had a nice run going for himself. I don't believe he's touched a cone yet. Who knows, even though he had about a 10 or 12 second delay out there at the end of the race course, or the cone course, he may be in better shape than we believe, because at this moment, the guy hasn't touched a cone. And it doesn't look like he's going to touch a cone unless he gets one late in the game here. Oh, man. And McCain leaning on it, engine moving, truck barely moving, and Andrew McCain smokes his way across the finish line. Well, the Chevrolet guys did not show up with a contingent of great-looking trucks this year, but they do have a contingent of good-looking, or I should say good-running trucks. Sankey's truck kind of almost on plane like a boat as it left the starting line in terms of RPM. Can hear every movement on the throttle there as he comes around the corner. Now again, you can see this is one of the single turbocharger trucks, and you look at the smoke that this thing's generating. It is tough to get that big single to light, especially when you're trying to move a load and everything else. So he will definitely be, I would guess, the coal-fired locomotive of the group here. Good momentum, good reverse speed here for Sankey. Nobody's gotten out of control on the throttle pedal going backwards, which is a good thing, of course. Second to last run here of the day at DPC 2019. Sankey whips her around the corner. So here comes Sankey whipping her through that last gate. Literally parts falling off the truck as he comes around the corner. Now Sankey has taken a much more aggressive inward turn there, setting the trailer up much on the outside. So Brad Sankey cranking his way around here. He's going to set himself up. Now he's in trouble. He's going to have to get this thing almost at a reverse 90 at this point, but maybe that's going to work out in his favor because it'll give him a little bit more room to maneuver the truck. Not quite. So Sankey is going to get it set up straight. You can see Hans getting the shot, nearly getting killed in the process. How about that? Dedication from our camera guy. Sankey working the... Ooh, he justified himself too far right. Sankey going to move and readjust that trailer, or adjust the trailer to move it left some. And Sankey with authority finishes up here. Nice run, aggressive run. Fun to watch run there for Brad Sankey. So Billy could be at a disadvantage here. A lifted truck is going to take away his visibility, especially visibility on some of those lower cones. He's going to be sitting up so high that he may be he may have trouble at times seeing stuff some of the other guys did. And he's also going to be impaired by his windshield wipers out there at some point. Wipers are on in the backstretch for Billy Hartzell. This is the only rain or shine, I should say, one of the only rain or shine portions of the Diesel Power Challenge, and we've had it in both so far. Hartzell actually dragging a cone all the way into that box. Wonder how long he's going to take that thing with him. Oh, it's going for the ride. So Hartzell in the backup tunnel. Liking what I'm seeing here. You can see more of that kind of tail dragging stance here in this truck. Again, with the lift, it tends to exaggerate the weight on the back of the truck with a little more sag. Pretty decent run so far for Hartzell, other than any penalties he may have accrued. Now he is about to, well, Did he make a mistake there? He has definitely made a mistake here as he is off course. He missed a gate. So Hartzell failed to hit one of the outside gates there. That is going to be a major penalty. See if he finishes strong here. He's going to come in. Any carnage there? No carnage there. He is very tight to the line, so this is going to make that back in ever more challenging. Let's find out how he does here as Hartzell working the tiller in there to get the truck and trailer to rotate around into this final box. He's actually done a pretty good job. He's clipped it a little bit tight there. Hartzell, nice move with the trailer, a little bit of steering input there. Now he can give it the full left-hand gusto, and he is going to give it the cone gusto here as the trailer is rotating. He's clipped a couple on the outside of the box. Well, he only knocked over 2 of them. One of them remains standing. Oh, this is going to hurt him. Hartzell powering the thing in, now trying to get the truck around. Very close to a jackknife situation there. And the rain's falling, and so aren't the cones here at Vandermeer Speedway. Hartzell just going to take it home. So we are here with Richard Coker again at the close of the trailer towing obstacle course here at the Diesel Power Challenge 2019 presented by XDP for good reason. He won this too. So he won all 3 events that were held at Vandermeer Speedway. And you know, you come into something like a competition like this, you know you're going to be up against some really great people, some great drivers and great trucks. You obviously came in with high expectations, but this could be exceeding those.
I tell you what, by far it's exceeded my expectations. We've got a good group of guys out here, humbling experience. You know, these guys brought their A game, so I'm thrilled that we've come out on top.
A little bit of pressure because I know you got your buddies here, guys that help you work on this truck, guys that help it make it run as good as it does. When you get out on this course, it's all on you. It's no longer about the horsepower or the drive line, it's about the guy in the seat. We have finished another event here at the Diesel Power Challenge 2019, and it was the trailer towing obstacle course. In the 3rd place spot was Seth Kuntz in that big Dodge Dually. 2nd place was Brad Sankey, and the winner was Richard Coker that we just saw. This is one of the great events because it really tests the driver against the other drivers. It was a lot of fun to watch, and there is one thing left to do, and that is to hook to the pulling sled. That all happens tomorrow here at Vandermeer Speedway, and it will be the final test of these trucks' drive lines, many of which were suffering coming off this cone course. We'll see who can pull the sled the farthest when we get them hooked up there tomorrow at Vandermeer.